guys, good morning. Welcome to New Zealand. Once again, I am Virgilio Gamotea, or most of the Kiwis and friends called me Bear. And the weather today is really good. So we have a sunshine today. We have lots of rain for a week. We have 40 mLs in total. So that's really good to grow grass. So the pasture cover will be good after a month. And the growth rate of the grass at the moment is ranging to 60 to 70 kilogram dry matter per hectare. Depends on what area you are doing your farming. So that's a good thing for us guys, that we can save some supplement for the next few months. And that's good. We can still produce good quality milk, and the body condition of the cows is still in good condition. Based on my body score to my own cows, so they are averaging 4.5, and the milk solid we are producing at the moment is still 1.78 kilogram milk solid per cow per day. So that's a good production for a Jersey cow, guys. Okay, so what are the topics that we're going to discuss today, guys? All of us are farmers, and we do milking the cows every day. But I want to discuss with you guys what are the difference of a milker alone and a competent milker. A milker can do the milking every day, and you just do the cupping like this one. We have the cups, and then every day you just do the cupping. And what are the advantages of having a competent milker? You know guys, the milking process is essential to a dairy farm, and the performance is paramount to the continued success of the production of the farm. Having a competent milker who is familiar with a good milking routine is very essential. Yes guys, there are some advantages having a good milker or having a competent milker. And what are those advantages, guys? Let me discuss to you guys about 6 of it, and I think it is very useful for us to learn these skills as a farmers and as a milker. One advantage, guys, if you are a competent milker, so you can reduce the stress of a cow. The second one, this is very vital, guys. You can detect the early mastitis infection of the cow. You can produce better milk quality. The fourth one, we can reduce a repetitive strain injury. The fifth one, we can lower down the somatic cell count. So less mastitis cows in the herd. And the last one, better cow flow through the parlor. So that's the advantages, guys, of being a competitive milker, and not just a milkers alone. So as a new milker or a new farmer here in New Zealand, guys, this is a one good advice to you, that you need to learn to become a competitive milker, so you can help your farm to be productive and profitable. Okay guys, so one of the advantages of this that I need to discuss to you is about mastitis. So here in New Zealand, treating mastitis is very expensive, and one of the vital problem now of a farmer is having a mastitis cows. So let me discuss to you further. So what are the advantages of being a competitive milker to lessen, or we can reduce the infections in our herd. Okay guys, so we can go further with our discussion. So let me show you some of the apparatus or some of the tools that I am using to detect mastitis in my herd. So I have the RMT, so we're using the paddling guys. I'm using this one, and I'm using also the electronic device. I call this Mastitis, and this is really good too. And I have the new one here, the Drumski mastitis detector. This one, guys. So it works the same, guys. All of them work the same. All right, guys. So as we go on to our discussion, what is a mastitis, guys? So mastitis is a disease which causes severe inflammation of the mammary gland and other tissues of a dairy cattle. So inflation means there is a swelling on the udder. There is a swelling on the udder. If you are a competitive milker, guys, you can easily notice that there are something different. Alright guys, let's get on. So, okay, it's mastitis. So being a competitive milker, so you can easily identify if there is any swelling on the udder of the cows. So that's mastitis, guys. It's an inflammation of the mammary gland, and it usually occurs as an immune response to a bacteria invasion of the teat canal, and mastitis can also occur as a result of, can be a chemical, can be a mechanical, or a heat injury to the udder. So that's the three factors affecting or occurs why we have a mastitis, guys. It can be the weather, it can be the environment, mechanical, it can be the machine or the caps that we are using, or the machine itself. Okay guys, mastitis can occur as is easily recognized with a clinical mastitis or a subclinical mastitis. So a clinical mastitis, guys, if you will do the squeezing, so you can see a clots in there. So it's a bit easier to identify the clinical mastitis than a subclinical mastitis. But a subclinical mastitis can detect using the RMT or the electronic device. We can use the electronic device to easily detect the subclinical mastitis cows, because the symptoms is not usual or visible like the clinical one. Okay guys, so what are the causes of mastitis? Now, mastitis, the causes of mastitis is a bacterial infection of the teat canal. So if you notice the teeth of the cows, there is a hole in there, so we call it a teat canal. So once when we do the milking, it is open, and once you remove the cup, so the hole is still open. So at that time, so we can prevent the infection or the entry of bacteria by spraying the teeth. So we have this spray, so we call it teeth spray, guys. So if you can press this one, so you can, there is a liquid there, contains the iodine or the teeth guard to prevent mastitis for the cows and to prevent the entry of bacteria into the teat canal. Okay guys, so the infected udder produces less milk, and the milk is lower down. We can produce a lower quality milk, and as I told you before, and the causes of mastitis could be environmental, and it's a bacterial infection. But one of the big issue here, guys, is the poor hygiene. Poor hygiene, either in the milking parlor. So we are in the milking parlor at the moment. It's the number of one cause of infection is the milking equipment, which it's properly, maybe it's not properly cleaned and not properly maintained. So as a competent milker, guys, so we can easily identify if our machine is working properly or not. So if you can notice the cluster, so there are a cups here, and there is a milk liner here. So as a competent milker, we need to check also our milk liner. If we can do it every day, that's good. And it's a good practice to you guys to check always your machine. Maybe there are some dirt inside on it, not properly cleaned, or maybe the pulsator are damaged already, or there are some split in there that need to replace the milk liner. Okay guys, as competent milkers, so we can notice that one, if the machine is working properly, or the cups is working properly or not. Okay guys, so what are the consequences of having a mastitis in the herd? A cow suffering from mastitis will produce milk with a low quality. Meaning, if you have a low quality milk, your cell count is very high, or we have a high somatic cell count. Here in New Zealand, guys, we have some graded and some parameters if you will be receiving a grade, a demerit or not, or you're producing a good quality milk or a lower quality milk. In Fonterra, guys, guidelines, if you reach 399,000 somatic cell count, so that's still good. But more than 399,000, so you will be getting grade or demerit points. On Tatua Milk Company, it's lesser than Fonterra. So the maximum somatic cell count for Tatua Milk Company is 349,000. So, and the other milk company is almost the same as Fonterra. It's 399,000. So that's the limit, guys. So we need to maintain the milk quality of our milk, of our product. If you can have a lower cell count. So at the moment, so we are on 150,000 mark of our cell count, and that's really good. And we want to maintain that cell count, or if there's a possibility, we can lower down a bit the cell count. All right, guys. So the chance of complete udder recovery is infected animal is limited. So means if there are infection or a mastitis infection of the cows, let's say the cow is producing 20 liters per day, when she don't have infection. But after the infection and after the treatment, guy, that cows will be produce lesser production. It can be produced 15 liters or lower than that. So that's one of the effect of having a mastitis cows. Yeah. So and affected cows are also likely to less fertile and have a greater chance of premature birth. And it also affects the fertility of the cows. And there's a big risk for these cows to give a premature birth. Okay guys, so the control treatment of mastitis is one of the largest costs in the dairy industry. Yes, it's very costly, guys, to treat a mastitis cows. And why? So I give you a simple computation. Why the treatment of having a mastitis cows is very costly. Per tube, the price of per tube of penicillin or antibiotic, guys, is $12 per tube. So if you're using that per day, so you're expending $12 per day. If you will be running the treatment into 3 days, so you will be spending $36 per treatment per cow. If that's the treatment procedure, guys. But if the mastitis is severe, so it takes a longer treatment to 6 days. So if you're doing 6 days treatment, so you're losing or you're expending $72 per cow. So that's your expenses, guy. That's the expenses of treating a mastitis cow. So you're expending $72 for each cow treatment on 6 days treatment. Okay guys, so what are the losses if you have a mastitis cows? What are the losses? The other losses is the milk contamination. So you need to dispose the milk contaminated with mastitis cows. Okay guys, are we losing money if we dispose those milk? Of course. Let's say it's cows treating with mastitis is producing 20 liters per day. So here in New Zealand, we're receiving payment based on the milk solid. Let's just take 9% conversion to milk solid, guys. Let's say the cows is producing 20 liters per day, and the 9% of that is the milk solid. So 20%, 20 liters multiplied by 9%, so that is 1.8 approximately. I think that's 1.8 kilogram milk solid. So per day per cow, and the price of the milk at the moment is $10 New Zealand dollar per milk solid. So if you will multiply 1.8 kilogram milk solid to $10 per milk solid, so that is $18. You think about it, guys, that's $18. You lose $18 per day. So that's only per day. If you're treating the cows on 6 days times, and you have a withholding of another 4 days, or maximum of 6 days, so you will be disposing the milk cows in 12 days time. So if you have $18 income for each cow, So multiplied it to 12 days, 180. So 12 times 18, 36, 216. So you're losing 216. So if my mathematics is right, so that is 216 per cow in 12 days time. Imagine, guys, just imagine if you have 10 mastitis infected cows, mastitis cow, so multiply it by 10, so you will be losing 2,360 New Zealand dollar. That's a good bonus for you guys, $2,360. All right, so that's no, that's only a computation, guys. If how much would be the losses if you have infected cows. The second one is it can be reduce the milk production and the damage of the udder is permanent already, and higher susceptibility to the other diseases. And the next one, there is a negative effect on the fertility, and the other one, it's additional labor. So because you need to do the treatment, or in a worst scenario, guys, if you need a veterinary, so you need to pay for veterinary costs and treating the cows, associated in taking the cows. So that's additional cost again, guys. And the last one, cows infected with mastitis can be culled a bit earlier, or we call it a premature culling, and can reduce the longevity. So milking cows, based on my experience, guys, I have, I think, 10 cows in the herd that they are already 12 years old. So imagine, guys, so cow can milk until 12 years of age. So that's very long, guys. But once she infected with mastitis, so you can cull it anytime. You can cull it a bit earlier. Okay, guys, so that's are the advantages of having a competitive milkers. So we can lessen this problem, or we can totally resolve this problem if you are very competent milker. All right, guys, so and one of the methods of dairy farmers how to detect the mastitis is if you clean the plant, if you did the wash of the plant, and then you can clean the filter. Before you clean the filter, you just have a look on the filter. If there are some clots on there, so that's an indication, guys, that you have infected cows. Yeah, so by then you have already the idea, and then you can use your apparatus to identify those mastitis cows, like what I'm doing yesterday on my video. So we clean the plant, and then we check the filter, and we found some clots on there on the day after that. So we identify one mastitis cows, and after that milking, when we do the washing of the plant, so the filter is clear already and clean. So we remove or isolate the mastitis cows and do some treatment on it. Okay, guys, so mastitis are can transfer to the other cows, infected mastitis cow can also transfer to the other cows. Why it's happening? How it's happened? Because we're using the cups, guys, like this one. So if you're not a competent milker and you put cups on to that mastitis cows, and then you will transfer it to the other milker, to the other cow, so most probably the infection is still on the pulsator, on the milk liner. So the milk liner can be transfer the infection to the other cow. So all right, guys, so that's the one good thing of being a competitive milker. Yes, guys, so this is a good advice for you guys. If you are a new milker or you're doing the milking for a long time, but if you're not competent enough, so you need to learn these skills. This is a process, guys. So if you can start now, if you can do some observation, so you can develop these skills, and by then you will become a good asset to your company. All right, guys, so the first tip for you guys to learn the basic mastitis detection is when you're pushing the cows, it can be the cows is lame because she got a mastitis infection, or if you are in the parlor, if you see some other that's unusual, the color turns to red and it's swelling and it's very hot, so maybe the cows is infected with mastitis. So you can use your paddle and put some milk in here, and then you can check if that is floppy, so possibly so the cows is infected with mastitis. And you can also use, if you have the electronic device of mastitis detection, you can use also this one. So that's, guys, so you need to learn some skills. And yeah, I believe if you will learn new skills, so you can develop another skills after that later on, and then by then, so you have a brighter opportunity for the other position if you want to step up someday. Thank you guys, and good morning.